At this point, a key should be in the inbox of the email that you signed up with. The install will only take about 30 seconds and will add a small executable directly onto your desktop. Once the product has been downloaded, run the quick installation on the web front-end server itself just by simply selecting the Install Migration Expert Console option. I'm going to go ahead and open one of my screens here and just expand it on out. And if you're opening this for the first time, go ahead and click on the Start to actually run through the whole process of creating a connection. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of my existing connections that is actually connected to my entire farm. Quickly just tell us a little bit about yourself. If you're using this tool for any kind of pre-migration analysis, select a destination in the dropdown. Otherwise, if you're just looking for storage analysis, this dropdown is not pertinent to you. Go ahead and add a site collection URL and choose if you want to just analyze that site itself, maybe the entire web application that that site is in, or the entire farm. For me, I'm going to enter my whole farm as well as enter my farm admin credentials here so that I can actually execute my storage analysis across that entire farm and not just that web application or site collection. I'm going to go ahead and continue to just fill out a little bit more information about myself once I'm on the next page, telling us a little bit about the SharePoint farm. Again, if you're not migrating, ignore a lot of the pieces that are not pertinent to the storage portion of the product itself. When you're done and ready here, go ahead and just click on the Run Analysis button. If you're migrating, again, this initial report will be pertinent to you and your project, but if you simply want to get your storage analysis done, at any point you can go ahead and click this button in the bottom right corner to view storage analysis.
Across the top, you will see statistics on the size of the portion of the farm you selected in the previous screen. Key to this data is the total size of that farm after externalization and the percent smaller that amounts to. Right below these data points are two pie charts. The first one displays the amount of blobs that are in your farm versus the amount of metadata. Remember, 90 to 98% of your database is made up of blobs, or unstructured data, while the rest is simply metadata or the structured data. To the right, you'll have a great view of the space allocated to each content database. As you hover over each section, you will see the specific sizes and the percentage of total space that each database is using. To go even further, clicking the Sizing Changes per Database button will give you a more granular view, including how much space will be saved in each database. At this point, we've learned a lot of information about the state of the farm's distribution of storage and how much RBS can optimize SharePoint's databases. Next, you will see three important indicators that will determine if you can take advantage of some of the advanced features of RBS. The first stat on the left shows you the percentage of files that are over 1 megabyte, which would be ideally stored outside of SQL databases. Databases are not ideal for storing larger files. Performance will suffer, and the larger your overall database gets, the more difficult it becomes to administer and manage. Once files are no longer in the database, you can take advantage of commodity storage and cloud storage that are more ideally suited for these types of files. To the right of that stat, you will see the percentage of your data that has not been modified within the last year. Archiving unused content to cheaper devices or cloud storage allows you to keep a clean environment, as well as meet any long-term disposition and retention requirements. This can be especially valuable when looking at storing data in third-party storage, like Azure, EMC, Hitachi, and others. Lastly, you will gain insight into how quickly your environment is growing compared to last year. It can also be an indicator of when more storage space will be required to account for that growth. These three figures will allow you to determine if you can take advantage of some of the core functionality that a remote blob storage product provides. For growing environments with demanding users, RBS will allow you to implement the proper SharePoint architecture that is easier to manage and will efficiently scale as SharePoint grows. This growth can also translate into cost savings. The button at the bottom will take you to a total cost of ownership calculator. In the long term, often around 3 years, storing data on a file server, a third-party logical device, or on cloud storage can provide significant cost savings. Your total storage will automatically be entered based on the scope you selected in Storage Expert's first screen. Enter the price that you are going to pay to acquire our RBS product, StoragePoint. and then simply find the row designated for the location that you'll be storing your blobs in. Enter the percentage of data that will remain in SQL Server, and then enter the percentage of data that will be stored on the location of your choosing. Enter your cost per gig per month, and the calculator will automatically enter your total monthly cost. If you have an acquisition cost associated with acquiring a new device or cloud storage, enter it here, or simply enter your one-time total cost of acquiring that particular storage. At the bottom of the calculator, you will see the results based on the numbers provided. It outlines the total acquisition and monthly cost when using StoragePoint versus the total acquisition and monthly cost without StoragePoint, basically if all your data remains in SQL Server. The cost savings will be obvious, and as you can see in green, the monthly cost savings with StoragePoint will provide an ROI in a matter of years. As you can see, StorageXpert is a simple tool that shows the power an RBS product like StoragePoint can yield. When implemented, you can quickly set up automatic storage tiering, archiving, efficient storage of any size file, improve your backup speeds, and even quickly connect your existing file shares to SharePoint. Not only does it create a more efficient and manageable architecture, but it even has the opportunity to introduce significant cost savings. Thank you for watching this first look at the free StorageXpert product. To learn more about RBS, StoragePoint, and to get your free download of StorageXpert, visit Metalogix.com.